All right, everyone. Hello. All right. Hopefully, you all can see me. Okay, great. We are live. All right. And we'll put the link over in the previous live where that was. But so glad to have you here. Oh my goodness. I look like I'm not wearing a shirt. Okay. Okay. Hope you're all doing well. And we are going to go through our 16-step checklist right now to grow your shop. And I have a brand new checklist. We've made some updates and everything to it. So I want to make sure that we get that to you as well. Okay, so let me go ahead and get you the checklist. We're going to drop it here. And this checklist is really about all the ways to be growing your shop. So okay, I'm going to put that in the chat. Hey, everyone. All right, go ahead and click on that link. Okay, go ahead and click on that link in the chat. Okay, perfect. Actually, here, I'll give you a better link. This one's going to be better. Click on the link in the chat, and this will take you through over to our 16-step checklist. Great to have you here. Welcome, everyone. Oh, sorry, this is not the 16-step checklist. Let me get the 16-step checklist link. 16-step checklist link is the first one I dropped. Okay, so this link you can grab, and this will get you into our 16-step checklist to grow your shop. And we have some new principles and new teachings in here that I want to make sure to get in front of you. So what I'll do is I'll actually pull it open. Once you download it, you will see it, and I will show you exactly what it looks like. Let's go ahead and download that in the chat. Let's take a look. And I'll show you, you can actually just put your name in and then your phone number as well. And then once you click grab the checklist, it will go right to your email. Okay. Perfect. Has everyone gotten that open? Perfect. All right, so I'm going to share the checklist now, and we'll be going through it together, and I will be kind of talking through these principles. All right. Has everyone gotten the checklist? You just go dylanjahraus.info and download it there, and then we will be taking you through step by step. Great. Okay, so part of this checklist, a lot of you, I would say, have come to us and said, what should I be focused on in my business right now? What should I be focused on in my shop? There's so many things I'm seeing on YouTube. There's so many tips and trick videos. I'm seeing recommendations on picking a niche. I'm seeing this is apparently like we need to be selling mugs right now, or product ideas that you feel like everyone's saying to sell something different. Some people are saying niche down. Some people say don't. Some people say run ads. Some people say don't. And maybe you're just confused. Is anyone here a little bit confused? So what we did was we put together a 16-step daily actions checklist. And these are actually 16 steps that you can be doing daily. Now, the feedback that I've had is, well, how do I actually do them? It's great that I have the list, but how do I actually take action? So we are going to be getting into that right now. So, before we get started, awesome. We have some people in the chat. Great. So great to have you here. Awesome. Go ahead and download your daily action checklist. And of course, let me know in the comments, what are you struggling with in your shop right now? And I can make sure to focus a little bit extra on supporting you in that. So go ahead and let me know in the comments. Lily, you said your head is spinning. Okay. Fatima, extremely confused. Okay, great. Glow content, Dylan. Glad to have you here. What are you confused about on Etsy right now? And I'm going to be taking you through this in the checklist format. Okay. If you are here, you most likely have downloaded this checklist and maybe you're confused about how to use it. All right. Etsy confuses me. SEO, great. Great. Okay. Yep, that's very common. Very common. Okay, so we have SEO. Your conversion rate, Lily, is over 5%, but your problem is getting more people to see your listings. Who has a traffic problem? Who feels like my problem is traffic? Right? There's traffic, there's a conversion rate, there's revenue, and then maybe it's a problem with all of these things. So anyone may be dealing with a problem with all of the above. That's okay. This checklist will really take you through fixing quite a bit of this. Okay. So Mohammed, you're getting views, but not orders. Okay. All right. So let's jump into this checklist. Go ahead. Everyone else, everyone grab the checklist. You simply go to dylanjahraus.info. dylanjahraus.info in your web browser. You can put in your email and everything and download the checklist. And what this will take you to is this great PDF. She's a beauty, the PDF. And Stevie, my amazing assistant, she made this and she made it look beautiful, and we added quite a bit to it. Let me make it a little bit bigger. There we go. All right, can everyone see this okay? Great. Fatima, trying to do most of the things right, but getting less than 10 views and visits every day. You're going to be part of it. Yeah, this is totally free. Someone said running ads is important. No, it's not, and I will show you why. Starting with a mix of listings. All right, let's jump into these. So this is your daily actions checklist. There's 16 things on this list that you should be doing in your shop every day if you're really wanting to blow this up. Now, has everyone opened this up? Definitely get this on your screen. Get this on your screen. So we're going to kind of talk through these 16 steps, and then we'll have questions. We'll have time for questions throughout, and maybe we'll even pull up some shops at the end. Now, if you are in a situation where you're just completely overwhelmed right now with Etsy, definitely come to my free masterclass on Monday. We're going to be taking a deeper dive into all of these things. So Monday and Tuesday this week, every single person here should be coming to this class. It's a free class. It's a workshop, you could call it. We have an option on Monday or Tuesday, and you don't want to miss this. We're also going to be giving away an amazing complete SEO bundle to every single person there. So SEO bundle will be coming because I see a lot of questions about traffic. But let's jump through this 16-step checklist, daily actions to be taking in your shop. Now we're going to go through top to bottom, and we will have time for questions. We'll even have time to to open some shops later on. So first step is to pack your listing photos with value for search. I would say we speak with probably, thousands of people a month at this point, and we look at everyone's shop if you have a shop, and we notice a few things. One, is most of the listings that we look at are not even desirable in search results. They're not even something people would want to click on. And that is quite a bit of a problem. Okay. So, what we want to do is pack your listing photos with value for search. There's different ways to do this, right? Sometimes it's adding an overlay, sometimes it's adding more of the product, sometimes it's elevating the product using Canva has these amazing AI backgrounds now. So there's a lot we can do. Oh, great. We have someone in the chat who said, I signed up for coaching for 3 months. I'm so excited. I started September 1st. Ryan is so nice. Yes, I've worked with Ryan, you guys, for how long have I known Ryan? I've known Ryan for at least 13 years. We work together in corporate. So, yeah, Ryan's so nice. But yeah, that's great. So, step one, back on track, packing your listing photos with value for search. The next step is to make your listing photo and your price combination the best value proposition in search. Now, how do we do that? Your value proposition is what will cause someone to click on you. It's the combination of your listing photo and your price point. Listing photo and your price point. Okay. And if you are not winning with both of those, we have a problem. Okay. So the best part about this is you can actually check these things off, which I love. Who loves a checklist? Anyone love a checklist? If you're jumping on right now and you're like, well, how do I get this checklist? Go to dylanjarus.info and you can download exactly what we have up here. Okay. Awesome. Okay, amazing. Okay, so the next step, after we make sure that you have a winning photo and price point combination, both have to be winning in order for you to beat bestsellers in search results. The next step is to update all of your how to order guides in your listing. If your listings are not clearly explaining how to order and pre-handling all the objections, all the questions that would come up, we have a problem. You've lost the customer and you're not going to convert them. So this is a big, big, big point. Every single listing should have a clear guide on how to order. Next, this is one that most people have no idea what to do. Site merchandising. Okay, so site merchandising, let me know in the chat. Do you know what site merchandising is? Yes or no? Yes or no? Site merchandising, yes, no. If it's not a yes, it's a no. We can say that. Yep. Yes or no, site merchandising. I saw someone asked, how can we compete in your value proposition when a lot of people are lowballing their prices? The thing is, there's different ways to win. Think about it like this. Everything at Costco, it's more expensive than it would be if you went to a grocery store where a smaller unit is sold. But at Costco, you are getting more for that price. So, for example, when I go to Costco, we like to get Cheerios. Those big boxes of Cheerios, they come like glued together in 2 packs, and I wanna say it's like $8.99. Well, if I go to a grocery store, I could spend less on the Cheerios. I could spend $5.99 and get 1 box of Cheerios. But, right, the value, I'm getting more with the other one. So I'm gonna get the other one because it's more expensive, but it's a better value. Okay, great. So, um, exactly. So daily actions, if anyone hasn't had this before, go ahead and download it from dylanjarus.info. So site merchandising techniques, these are both in your listings and your homepage. Yes, Kyle, you still need how to order guides. Okay, awesome. Oh, you just watched the video on it, Glow content. Yes, perfect. You're in module 3 right now. Perfect. So, yes, site merchandising, a lot of people see this as a buzzword, but it's very actually tactical and important. There's usually in e commerce, there's entire departments that are dedicated to site merchandising. Now, site merchandising is basically how we lead a customer through your business, how we lead a customer through your shop. It has a lot to do with the customer journey, and the entire purpose of site merchandising is to increase the lifetime value of the customer. So a customer doesn't just come in and have one order, one transaction, one item. We want them to come in. We want them to buy multiple things. We want to drive up your average order value, and then we want them to come back. We want this to come back a second time. So site merchandising is so important. Every single retail business has a merchandising department, visual merchandising, which is in a store, brick and mortar, and then site merchandising, which is online. And this is how we do that same process online. Okay, so site merchandising, and where we do this in your shop, it's both in listings and on your homepage, and it's all about the customer journey. All about the customer journey. Now, I think site merchandising, because most of you don't come from a retail background or an e-commerce background, this is something that takes a lot more education around. So we will be diving into this more on my free class on Monday. Again, this is totally free. Um, I'm not selling you something right now. I saw someone said trying to upsell. No, I'm not. I don't have anything for you to buy here. I have something free for you though. So, yeah, totally free if you want a free class, Lily. We do have a free class for you. So this is a class, and we will be talking more about site merchandising here. I'll put the link in the chat here for the free class. That's where we will be talking about really, I would say, the biggest thing you can do in a 3-week time period to see an increase in sales. And we'll be covering site merchandising in that presentation, in that workshop. So if you want the free workshop, definitely come to the class. If site merchandising overwhelms you or the thought of it is perplexing, come to the class. Okay, so once we do that, we're talking about what we need to do daily on Etsy. The next thing is to look at your listings and see if customers can purchase without asking questions. Most of the time, oh, sorry. Sorry, Lily. I feel so bad now. You didn't think I was upselling. You were asking if site merchandising was upselling. That's embarrassing. Okay, I'm totally misunderstood. So, site merchandising is not upselling on this. It's leading them through the shop, leading them through the shop. But yes, but also if anyone is curious, am I selling something right now? No, I'm not. This is also this is free. Okay, that's so funny. Okay, so we want to look at your listings and see if customers can purchase without asking questions. Now, simple sells. Simple sells. Just remember that. Simple literally sells. We don't need to overcomplicate. I think one of the biggest mistakes I see is having customers make decisions that don't matter. And has anyone here experienced decision fatigue? Decision fatigue. I experienced this last night when it came down to dinner. Um, what was asked? I forget what was asked, but oh god, what was asked? See, I can't even remember. By the end of the day, I make so many decisions that if someone asks, "What do you want for dinner?" I can't even make that decision. I am decisioned out, decision fatigue, and when people come to your Etsy shop, they've made so many decisions in searching on Etsy that the last thing they wanna do on your listing page is actually, making another decision. Okay, making making another decision, about the color, which shade of green do they want, the military green or the hunter green, which font. We think we're doing them a good service by offering options, but sometimes options are the opposite of what they need. They need to be led to the result. A simple answer is always food. Yes, Lily. I feel like we'd be friends. Yes, so we want to make sure that customers can purchase without thinking too much, and definitely without asking a question. And I would say about 30% of the time when we take on new students, uh, there are unanswered questions in the listings, and it is killing their conversion rate. Okay. Okay. The next thing we want to do is to check your listings on mobile to make sure the value proposition is obvious. Okay. Can anyone guess how many people on average shop on mobile? Oops. Can anyone guess how many people shop on mobile? Anyone guess? It's actually usually over 70%. So that is huge. If we are not um, checking everything on mobile as soon as we publish it, we have missed a huge opportunity. So most of us are creating our listings on desktop, right? You're creating your listings on your computer. And so when you look at mobile, usually it's when you're shopping other people's shops, but not your own, right? Most of us don't even look at our own shops on mobile. How many of you have looked at every single listing on mobile? How many of you have looked at every single listing in search results? So it's even smaller, it's like pinky size at that point on mobile. Yeah, exactly. 70%. She's in the program. She knows. She knows. Yep, she knows. So, we wanna make sure everything is checked on mobile. So this is something we should be doing every single day. The next thing, who here is competitive? We need to be tracking our competitors every single day. Now, a lot of you might be feeling like, wow, I'm kind of discouraged. I don't even want to look at the competition because they are crushing me right now. Hey, it's okay. There are so many ways to compete that your competition doesn't even know about. And we're going to be covering more of that on Monday and Tuesday. So if you are in a position right now where you really want to take down your competition and the competitors this year, I'm extremely competitive. I don't know about you guys, but we have a free class on Monday. We'll be covering some of this in that class. So make sure you attend. I will put the link for the class here. Now, I did have a question. Let me answer this real quick. I did see a question come in. How do I get into the free class? I'm going to make this really super simple. Okay. Okay, so this is the link to the class. I want to make it real simple. There we go. Okay, so we will be talking about the number one secret to increasing your sales within 3 weeks. This framework, your competition's not doing this. I can guarantee your competition's not doing this unless they also come to my classes. So come to this. This is a little video kind of about what we're going to be covering. During this class, you guys, we have put together the ultimate SEO guide. If you are thinking, "Oh, I wish I could just buy like an SEO course or something, or I wish I could just like get an SEO bundle tutorial," that's like the big thing I'm struggling with. We are going to be giving that out. Oops. I know this always looks funny on my Safari, but it will be a guide all about SEO for you. All you have to do is click on Save My Spot. Super simple. And again, this is about tracking your competition and doing things that they don't even understand or know that they should be doing, which we'll be teaching you these things on Monday, Tuesday. So click on the day and time, Monday or Tuesday, and then your name, email, phone number, and click register. And then you'll be registered, and you'll be coming along with me to the free class on Monday or Tuesday. Okay, let's get back to the steps. But if this step was really about crushing your competition, I am very competitive. Lily, you actively track your competition. Very valuable and fascinating. Yes. Isn't it though? Isn't it though? Okay. Perfect. Lori Ann, you're at 1,000 sales looking to skyrocket in Q4. No, the free class is free. If on the thank you page, there's a bundle you could buy for $9. You don't have to. You've already registered for the free class. If you've gotten to that page where it's giving you the opportunity to get a bundle, but the class is totally free. So the class is free. You're not charged anything. It's a workshop. I like to do these based on whatever topics are requested, and a lot of you are discouraged right now, feeling like Etsy is oversaturated when it's really not, because it's saturated with bad listings and it's saturated with shops that have no strategy. So this class is going to be all about really my number one way to like blow past them, from a very competitive seller. You'll be learning uh, that competitive side. Okay. Okay. And don't forget the bonuses are there too. Just for coming to the class, you'll get a free optimized listing from us. You will also get a free SEO guide. So it's like it's almost like a mini course in a PDF. If you have been like, oh, I need this, like, I need a good SEO course that works. This SEO guide, it's like a mini course, and you'll get it for free just for coming to the class. So make sure to come. All right. Next, the next step. So after tracking competitors' daily sales versus yours, we need to do this every day. We want to post shop update and announcement separately. So those are two separate things. And then jump into Pinterest. Now, I would say 7 minutes. We can do anything for 7 minutes, right? 7 minutes, rapid fire, at least 30 times, at least minimum 30 times. That's like easy. Like a child could do that. Facebook strategy, 8 minutes per day. You guys, this is per day. Now, some of you are thinking, well, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. That's a total of 15 minutes. Just 15 minutes. You're already probably spending 15 minutes if you're watching YouTube video. So instead of watching some mindless YouTube video that feels like a TED Talk where you watch it and then nothing really happens to your revenue from watching that, instead take that 15 minutes, dedicate it to Pinterest and Facebook, just split it up. So Facebook strategy 5 times. It takes a little longer. So 5 times per day. Rapid fire, you'll get into a rhythm, you'll get faster. And then Instagram. Now, Instagram stories daily, one per day, and then 3 posts or reels per week. And I would dedicate 5 minutes a day to this. 5 minutes a day. You can use a reel template so that you don't even have to um, think about what you are creating and the timing and editing. Just use a template so you don't even have to edit it. And then we are definitely daily going to implement the Instagram growth strategy. This is something I used to have my husband help me with. Um, this is basically getting warm leads who are basically, what would the word be? They are your competitors' customers, and we want them to follow our shop. Okay, we want them to follow us on social media. We want your competitors' followers, the people who love the brands that you want to associate with and the brands who have customers that you want to take. We want to attract those customers. Part of this, uh, part of this strategy does have to do with how you're constructing your listings, which is why if you want a deeper dive into this, the free class is perfect for that. Okay. Okay. So we'll put that here. So that is Instagram. We'll have time for Q&A right after this. We just have a few more to get through. The next daily thing, and by the way, if you're like writing these things down, don't worry about that. You can just download this checklist. I am such a list girl. Info. Okay, it's right here. Just grab the list. Super, super easy. So this list is for you for free. And then a deeper dive into the principles here is right here. And this longer link that I'm putting up, that is for my free class on Monday, free workshop. Okay. Okay. Then we are going to look at macro level stats. Now, a lot of us get hung up on the day to day, where we are looking at daily stats and we're thinking, oh my gosh, I only have 2 views today, or oh my gosh, like I have 3 sales today. So, like, now it's a good day. But when you're looking at the daily stats for your shop, it's kind of really like a yo yo, right? It's not really recognizing patterns. And what we want to look at instead is the macro level stats. So I would say at least 3 weeks, at least 3 weeks. And we want to identify two things really. One is traffic opportunities, though. That's one of the first things that you want to identify, traffic opportunities, and then adjust accordingly. So this is where you have a high conversion rate. You have on a specific listing, high conversion rate or high revenue, high average order value. And we just need to pour fuel on the fire of that listing with traffic. And you'll see all of that on your main stats page, all of the data you need to be looking at. Um, I would say rolling 3-week, like trailing 3-week data minimum, or a month, 30 days is fine, but no less time than 3 weeks. That is where you will be identifying the traffic opportunities. Okay. And then who else? Competitive. I saw some of you sounding pretty competitive in there earlier today on this live. If you are extremely competitive, who is a little extremist? I definitely am. Uh, this is where we are going to go spy mode, incognito, cover up the breadcrumb trail. Like, we need to hide the evidence of what we're doing. And we're going to hide our sold out, or not sold out, our sold listings. Hide your sold listings. We're going to block our competition on Instagram, including their other accounts that they make. And then we're going to rename your fonts. This is one of my biggest, most expensive lessons learned. Okay, we have some kind of competitive people. Lily, you're competitive. You love competition. Glow content. You are competitive. Yes, that's great. I love it. We are going to rename our fonts. Does anyone know what I mean by this? Let me tell you a little story. I learned this the hard way. So I had a friend who was a military spouse, and she was doing all these side hustles at the time. She was doing, she was like selling things from Goodwill online. She was doing all these different side hustles. I think she had a part-time job or a full-time job too. And she heard about Etsy through me. And she ended up basically, after seeing what was possible with Etsy, I think I'd gotten to over 10K a month pretty quickly at that point when she reached out and said, I'm going to sell the same things. I'm going to create an Etsy shop. And I was so just mind blown that like a military spouse, fellow military spouse friend, um, who like I would go to lunch with, would literally copy me. And she would copy me on quite a bit. Every product category I'd launch, boom, she would do it next. And so one thing I did was I had a laser. She bought a laser, of course, because I had a laser. And now I did differentiate with the size of my laser. It gave me more capabilities. But one thing I did was name signs. So name signs, like cut out, laser cut name signs. And unfortunately, I had my font, I guess, chart, or what would you call it? It's like a color chart, a font chart for people to choose their fonts, font guide. And I named the font what the font was. So it was like Misha Land, Queen of Heaven, Medina. What else was on there? Diantha. And literally all the competitors, including her, knew exactly what fonts I was using. So I couldn't even compete with unique fonts. So you never, uh, this is great. Lauren says, I'm always blown away by your strategies because they're so simple, but always an aha moment. You're so smart. That was kind. But literally, my fonts now were stolen. That was something that I had an edge over. I was researching these fonts, I was testing these fonts, and you never want your competitors to know what your fonts are. So you name the font something that it's not. And that this is a really, really big one here. So there's so many more ways to compete. If you want to know more of my sneaky ways to kind of participate in that invisible playing field, uh, definitely come to my training on Monday, Tuesday. I'll put the link in here again. This is Monday, Tuesday. Do not miss it. Really, we'll be talking about my number one secret of what you can do within a 3-week time frame. So just 3 weeks to really blow past your competition. So I should have called this like how to crush your competitors. That would have been a more interesting workshop title. Yes. Okay. The next step, I want to make sure we get through our 16 steps here, are to replace bad SEO with good SEO. Big, big, big call out here. We never replace the SEO that works. Huge, huge call out. Now, even if you have little sales in your shop, you still might have SEO that is working for you, and you never want to remove the good SEO. However, it's fine to remove the bad SEO. The SEO that's dead weight in your listings, we want to replace that. So don't forget to do that. Um, and then we'll have time for Q&A too. And then definitely watch the free training. Come to my free training on how to implement all of this here. We're going to be talking a lot about implementation and really how to crush the competition. Uh, some tricks and tips and things that I don't really talk about on YouTube. We'll be talking about at this training. So now we have time for Q&A. Let's jump into a little Q&A here. Go ahead and put your questions in the chat. Okay. Screen sharing. We'll jump into your questions. This is the training, though. We're calling it the number one secret to increase your sales in 3 weeks, but it's a very achievable set of strategies that you can implement easily within 3 weeks. Even if you have 20 minutes a day, you can be doing these things. 20 minutes a day. There's no excuse. There's really no excuse. You're probably already putting in 20 minutes. At least on Etsy, I would guess if you're here spending 20 minutes with me, you're probably putting in 20 minutes. And this ensures that you will be spending 20 minutes doing profitable action steps. And you'll learn like tactical things that you can do within 3 weeks. So you just click save your spot, pick the day, Monday or Tuesday. And just for coming, you will get our SEO. It's almost like a mini course, but it's our full SEO guide and a free optimized listing and a couple other little fun bonuses just for showing up live with us. Okay. Okay, we have a couple great questions. All right, so go ahead and put questions in the chat. We are here to answer them, and I'll pull Etsy up too. Okay. Okay, here's someone. They said, Brianna, you have a background in brand marketing, graphic design, and event strategy, so you're definitely looking to get into this space. Did you set up an LLC before you got started? Okay, a couple things here. I'm curious if you already have an LLC going for your marketing, graphic design, event strategy. If you are currently like doing freelance or uh, if you have an LLC set up for that. If not, and you are doing freelance, I would definitely get that set up. But for Etsy specifically, you do not have to have an LLC set up to get started. You can simply be a sole proprietor, totally fine. I was sole proprietor until I got to about, let's see, I want to say it was around, or it was definitely over 200,000 a year. Over 200,000 a year. And then we switched to an LLC taxed as an S corp. So that S corp classification can really help if you are especially over 80,000 a year. It can be very helpful. Okay, any questions? Any more questions on that? Okay, great. Oh my gosh, we got some questions. Okay. Does Etsy work for what Etsy is doing currently? Yes. Our SEO strategies are insane. We are really known for SEO strategies. And if you actually go into the course and you type in SEO, this is one of my favorite things to do. in my free time. I will also look to get this. Oh my gosh. I'm new to the program. I've been working through here, let me make myself smaller. My modules in every spare moment I have, optimizing my listings with what we are teaching. Previous to the program, I had zero sales for a year and a half. Today, I made over $300 in one day. This is 1 month after implementing SEO strategies in my store. I'm over the moon right now. So, yes, a bazillion percent. Okay. Someone said here, actually, with SEO though, I saw you're gonna buy Etsio, which is our software program. That's perfect. Um, if you want our full SEO playbook, definitely come to the training on Monday because we will be giving that out in a downloadable format. So you can actually, it'll be in the chat. We will drop this in the chat in the training on Monday and Tuesday. You pick the day you want, and we will be giving you. It's practically a mini course on SEO and visibility, and it's fully up to date as of today. We're making updates to it. So, yeah, for sure. Free training. Okay. This person says they say to wait 2 months before quitting Etsy if you didn't get a sale. I haven't gotten a single sale yet. What's the logic behind waiting 2 months to get your first sale? There's no logic in that. Who is they? I would love to know who is they who told you to wait 2 months before quitting if you didn't get a sale. That is not true. And I always say a good goal is 100 sales a month when you're starting out. That is a good goal. Um, it's a stretch goal, but you should not be at zero sales for 2 months. That means there is a significant issue with your shop and your product mix and how you're creating your listings. So that's alarming if someone told you to wait 2 months. Was this a friend? Like, I have so many questions. No, do not wait 2 months. If you are not seeing a snowball effect of traffic first, that's a leading indicator, followed by conversions. If you're not seeing that in your first 30 days, that is a huge problem because Etsy gives you a boost in your first 30 to 45 days. 2 months, 60 days, you have literally used that boost up. The boost did nothing. So that's a problem. It's typically, I even see people have luck in their first 30 to 60 days, and then it goes downhill because they didn't maybe use all the right strategies in that first time. So if you have no sales during that time, I would really revisit. The last thing you want to do is wait. If you are not getting sales, do not keep waiting for sales. That is, if someone tells you to wait for sales, they want you to fail. I will I will say that. They don't want you to be successful if they're saying just wait, just wait. Just keep doing what you're doing because if what you're doing is not working, doing more of what's not working is not going to make it work. So, no way. Okay, Monday, what time? We have on Monday, let's see, 10 a.m. Pacific and Tuesday, 11 a.m. Pacific. Okay. And even seriously, come on, get the SEO guide. It will be so helpful. I promise you it will be helpful. That alone will be worth it, not to mention getting our full really like set of secrets within that 3-week window of what you can do to increase sales. Okay. Enora, you say other YouTubers say this so much, I'm so confused. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, whenever you listen to someone, and this is what really for anything, okay? Whenever you listen to someone, you want to look at a couple things. Number one, where did their information come from? Is it based on something they did once that worked once? If so, I would definitely question. Second, did this information come from strategies that worked in 2020? Because in 2020, you didn't really need strategies. Just keep that in mind. You did not need strategies in 2020 to be successful at all. There's so much free money floating around. You did not need strategies in 2020 to be successful. Um, okay, where was I going with this? The next thing you want to look for, if someone is giving you advice for Etsy, is how repeatable and how consistent are the results of that advice? Are there hundreds of people doing this and saying it works? Or was this like a one-off thing that worked for someone once? Because if you're not seeing the consistency of results, it's really not a tried and true business principle. It's more of what I would call like a trick or a hack that has unpredictable outcomes. Um, so whenever you're looking to see, is this information true? Can I trust what they're saying? Always look at the results of their teachings. Always look at the results. Okay, this person is new on Etsy. They got 5 sales in a month. Great. Okay, this person said, do you recommend deleting old Pinterest pins for sold products or ones that are no longer available? All right, Emily, this is a great question. If you are getting traffic from Pinterest, like let's say if that pin is still getting traffic, yet the product is sold out, I would reuse that listing shell and put in something similar. You cannot remove that old pin. However, just rotate it to the back, put in the new product. Something very similar that would appeal to that same customer. Okay. Pinterest also is a strategy we will be talking about on Monday and Tuesday. Who here would like to learn more about Pinterest? Anyone? Anyone like to learn more about Pinterest? Okay, Pinterest. Pinterest covered in this workshop. We will be covering Pinterest in the workshop. I think this is probably one of the biggest requests that we have is talking about Pinterest. One of our clients actually had over 1.1 million views per month when it comes to Pinterest using our strategies. So Pinterest is going to be covered. Has everyone registered? Everyone who's watching here registered for the workshop? Okay. I'm linking it here. I'm linking it here. This is we don't release like these freebies and things. We don't give those out after. It really is just for this specific group of people. So like the SEO giveaway, the listing optimization. This is for these specific people who register for the free workshop. So Pinterest is something that I would say most of your competitors do not know how to do, and they're not doing it for Etsy. They think it's too much work when really it's one of the easiest things you can do. So Pinterest, don't miss this workshop. We're going to cover Pinterest. There'll be Q&A for Pinterest as well. But yeah, that is this trick to do with Pinterest. Who was it who asked that? Emily, I believe Emily, you want to keep that link alive. Definitely keep your link alive. Do not let that link go to a dead page. Got to renew that listing, replace it with something very similar. Ethan, 100 sales in your first month. I don't get that in a monthly average. Okay. I would want to look at your listings. I'd want to see if you're competing with yourself. I'd want to see your SEO. I'd want to see your pricing strategy. I'd want to see like your overall order velocity that's happening. But yeah, 100 sales a month when you're starting out is good. I would say the exception is, let's say you're selling very expensive furniture or jewelry or have an average order value over $500, then 100 sales a month when you're starting out, like I would never expect that. Okay. But for average price points, if your average order value is under $40, which is very common, then I would say 100 sales a month is a really good goal. Because when you think about it, that's like potentially not even $4,000. You know what I mean? That's potentially not even 4 grand if your average order value is under $40. Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions? Okay. Yeah, if you wanna share the link, someone said yeah, totally. Yep. No, you're fine. Elif, you registered for Monday and Tuesday, totally fine. Lily, you are registered. Todd, you're registered. You wanna invite your friend. Yep, you can just send them this link. Just click it open and then send them that link. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Someone asked, can you edit the URL to one that just goes to the whole shop instead, editing the description too? Maybe people are pinning because they love the look of the pin. So if you are, so you're never changing out that photo on Pinterest. You never want to change out that photo. That will break everything. You never want to remove that photo from that listing. So even if that listing is selling a different product, you want to make sure that you are leaving that photo in place. Okay. Perfect. So you want to leave that photo in place. Now, if you are pinning through the Google Chrome extension, you cannot edit the link. Okay, you cannot edit the link. It will not let you edit the link. If you are creating a pin, which is a different process for doing Pinterest, then you can edit the link. Two different processes. Are you doing a shop audit in the workshop? You'd love your shop audit. Yes, in the workshop on Monday, Tuesday, I will be answering questions. This person has a question about product mix. Feel free to ask it here. Exactly. Yeah. So with our Pinterest strategy, it's focused around the Google Chrome extension. And this is because this is one of the fastest ways to get the reps and the volume of pins that you need. Mhm. Okay, here's someone else. I'm thinking about just scrapping and starting over, to be honest, when I start coaching. A lot of people do start over. And some people asked, oh, do you not work with new shops? Oh, we work with new shops every single day. 15% of people we work with are new shops, or they're starting over because they realize that what they've already put a ton of time into, it wasn't working and it wasn't even the right customer or the right product mix. So they just treat this as kind of a fresh slate when they start coaching. Because then with coaching, we help you, um, really choose the right customer. We help you choose the right product mix, and you're not left to guess or figure that out. Now, as far as mix goes, I'm seeing some questions about that. We will be talking about product mix on Monday and Tuesday in the class. If you're just joining, the link to the class is here. I see another question here about evergreen and holiday. Who here is confused about should I do evergreen listings or holiday listings or fall listings or what should I focus on? Anyone confused? Anyone confused? Okay. It all depends on how many listings you have and how many orders you have in your shop. If you have less than If you have less than 100 sales in the shop, I would never recommend focusing on holiday listings. Never. You are shooting yourself in the foot. You're choosing to create a listing that will inevitably die. You will never get a snowball of revenue on that listing. It will never become a power listing, which does over 20K. You're basically choosing to put time and effort into something that has a very short lifespan. And I would never recommend that if you don't have over 100 sales. Okay. Never recommend that. Mm-mm. If you have over 100 sales, it's a different story. If you have order velocity happening on current evergreen listings, that's great. Um, but if you are not over 100 sales, I think it would be such a waste of your effort. Okay. Okay, cool. So it really depends on the stage of your listings and your shop. Okay. Amazing, guys. All right. Well, I hope this was helpful. I have a call with one of you now. If you are wanting extra guidance on how to implement this, We will be doing all of that, a full workshop. It's totally free. It's about an hour. Join me Monday or Tuesday. This, I will be giving away all the secrets, everything you need, things you can do within a 3-week time frame. Because, hey, if I've learned anything about teaching Etsy, it's that you need some quick wins to feel motivated and to feel encouraged. So, this is going to be covering a lot of low hanging fruit that I know you're not doing. So, if you are feeling like YouTube videos, these aren't really cutting it for me, I'm not really seeing an increase in revenue by binge watching all these, YouTube videos that keep popping up, come to an actual class. The class is free, YouTube videos are free, but the class is tactical action steps. And a YouTube video, it's more fluff, TED Talk vibes. Um, Yeah, definitely come to the class. If you want my checklist, just come to dylanjarus.info. Amazing. Okay, good luck with the counter, Lily. Okay, if you yep. I'll see you guys in the free class on Monday, and don't miss it. If you're serious about wanting to see results, we'll give you things you can do within